In this video, we're going to go over how to find people to follow on Twitter who are very likely to follow you back. Two principles to keep in mind. First is you should follow people who are like-minded. Secondly, you should follow people who have been active on Twitter within the past 24 hours. That means they've either tweeted or retweeted within the past 24 hours. First, we're going to look at two resources, but before we do, let's look at some common mistakes that people make. Twitter has a recommendation of who to follow. These recommendations are placed there because you are following somebody who also follows them. That certainly leads you to believe they could be of like mind, but it doesn't let you know that they've tweeted within the past 24 hours. Some people believe that this list is populated with inactive users who Twitter is trying to get more followers for so that they can send them an email saying, hey, you've got a bunch of new followers, go log on Twitter. So don't fall into that trap. We're going to look at two resources. This is not an exhaustive list, but if you use these two resources, you'll be able to quickly find active users on Twitter who are of like mind, who are therefore likely to follow you back. Let's go to the first one. Navigate to patriotjournalist.com. When you get there, look for the live hashtag rallies and click on that. You will get a schedule of events of live hashtag rallies. Go to the one that is the most recent. For example, last night. It's now Monday, so I'm going to use last night's event. And when you get there, you will find there are 50 featured tweets that are used during these events. 5 per page, and you go from page 1 to page 2 by just clicking on the page number at the top. Going back to page 1, the first thing to keep in mind, make note, the first tweet on page 1 is a promotional tweet and is not likely to get retweeted a lot. So I skip down on page 1 to the second tweet and begin there by clicking on the RT icon to the left of the tweet button. That will yield you a Twitter search of the featured tweets that were sent out during that event. I then scroll down to the bottom of the page and go down to the last tweet that was sent out from last night's event. Now, on the first few pages, that's going to be the last tweet in the search. In subsequent pages, you don't want to go down too far because you'll be getting tweets from the previous week's event, so that they may or may not be active. If you click on View Photo, you can see who retweeted that featured tweet. And you look in that list, and if there's someone in that list that has retweeted one of the featured tweets, that means that they are very likely to be of like mind, and they definitely have tweeted or retweeted in the past 24 hours. So you just look at these by expanding each one and look at the retweets. And if you're not following them, they are a good candidate to follow. There's one. I'll follow them. Okay. The second source that you can go to is a free tool called Tweepy. TWEEPI.com. Some people pronounce it Tweepy. But however it is pronounced, if you don't have an account, it is free. Set up your account and get logged in using Twitter. When you get logged in, find the menu item that says Follow Friends. Then put in here a user that you trust to be of like mind yourself. I recommend I use jsteins3, and if you're an evangelical conservative, that would be a good one for you as well. Now, before we start following people, we need to set up a couple of things. We want to add a filter, and you click on that, pull down in here friend or follower, and then put that you are not following. We certainly don't need a listing of people we're already following. The second important thing to do is toggle last tweeted, and every time you click it, it will toggle between ascending and descending chronological order for that page. So I want to toggle it until the recent tweets are at the top. And then you can simply go down the list and quickly follow people. Now, something to keep in mind, when you get to the bottom of that page, you go to the next page. And when you get there, do not assume that your chronological sort persisted from the previous page. Make sure you're getting people that have tweeted within the past 24 hours. Something to keep in mind when following people is that Twitter can suspend your account for what they call aggressive following. They do not quantify what is aggressive following, and that the number of people that you follow in a given period of time that is allowed depends on factors such as how long has your account been established and how many followers do you already have. And they do not say what their algorithm is. But be aware that aggressive following is something that Twitter frowns upon, and they will suspend your account if you follow too many people too fast. I would recommend, if you are new at Twitter and have less than 1,000 followers, set a daily goal of how many people you're going to follow and keep it modest. For example, 20. And then every 24 hours, go follow exactly 20 people. Do that consistently over time, and you'll find that you have more follow backs than you know what to do with, and you will build your Twitter influence significantly.